Thank you for joining me, traders. This is Mike Hamilton for Trade the Easy Way, and what I want to do with this video is just share with you what I'm seeing in these indices, because the big question is, how long can this rally go on? Well, the first thing I would say to you is, if you are a trend trader, which I hope you are, then don't fight the trend. Otherwise, you will get your head given to you on a plate. And you can see, we are basically just coming to the top of this, or we just peaked out the high of this channel, but the channel was formed all the way back in 2015 and 2016. So decent push up here, then this nice W pattern broke out, and after the November bar, the election week here, a little bit of hesitation, and then we have just all the pullbacks have got bought, and here we are, 20,600 pips right up here. So what are we going to do from here? Where are we going to go from here? Well, we are seeing some divergences. You can see as we make higher moves up here, we are making a lower high in this MACD average, and the histogram on the weekly is divergent, but the monthly is still obviously very strong, reflecting the push. So if we are going to sell up here, if we do start to see some weakness up here and we start closing under 500 particularly, then we could see quite a significant pullback. Stocks are very, very expensive. The ratios are very high. So there is an argument for, at the very, very least, a pullback in this market. And if we get a pullback, it could come all the way back down to 20,000, 2,100 and more if it doesn't hold, of course. So my suggestion to you is hold fire on the shorts, just wait and see what this market does. But if we end up with, if we can't close well on this week, then it could be into next week that we start to look to short for the first time in a considerable amount of time. Okay, so that's on the Dow. Let's now cross to the pound US. And you can see the pound US is in this little box here. From these highs here in December to the lows in January, and then the move into this resistance area here in January, and now of course into the middle, second half of February, just into the second half of February. So if we can't hold this area here, then we could roll over. But if we close above 540 in particular, I think we could at least see a push into 127, 128. At least. This is a big box play now. Sometimes boxes can last for a long time, so we could end up chopping around here for quite a while. Quite a battle going on with this one already in the last, well, this month in particular. You can see this month here we have got quite a shallow range, and the weekly, the last 2 weeks, coming to the end of the second week here, we are very, very shallow. So we are potentially going to see a reaction soon, but that move is not yet coming. It needs to play out. So here we've had the Brexit drop, the pullback, the drop, the pullback, the drop, the pullback. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5A. So we could be in for a B wave correction to see this potentially coming down to 1200 C, and then D wave could, who knows, it could even come down to parity. Alright, but in the meantime, let's just take this one stage at a time and see where this bracket is going to take us. It's roughly 350 to 550. It's a 200 pip little intra week box we've got here at the moment. Let's just see where that takes us. But I mean, this would not play out if we close above 125, 125.50, we could then potentially come and see 130. So hold fire. It's yeah, that is a tough. There was no swing trade, no in buy and hold set up there at the moment. It is literally a box, nothing more than the box. So be careful. And let's just look at the US dollar yen, and then we'll finish there on US dollar yen. So we've had a very nice bottoming pattern here at 11150, push into 115, which we found the sellers, and now we're sitting down here at 11340 with 3 hours to go before the US market closes. Nice hammer-like bar here after this series of close. So we've had a 1 and a 2 wave. So this could be a 3 wave into 120, but it's certainly not ready at the moment. Found some sellers at 115, and we are struggling to hold 340. Okay, so what is actually moving now is gold. I mean, gold's had a good run, but we are struggling up here, pushing right into resistance area. So we could see, especially with that 200 EMA in the weekly, we could see this pull back and see as we see some more dollar strength coming in. If we see some more dollar strength coming in, I mean, on the, if you look at the Euro US, we're seeing some dollar weakness coming. Okay, so let's just let these markets set up. So it looks to me as if the pound, once the pound makes its mind up and closes either side of this box, hammer-like bar yesterday, you've had a couple of deep bottoming tails on these charts. So we could be forming a bottom here, which could take us into this resistance. So just watch out for that. Let's just see where we are at the end of the week, and just see if we have got the capability to come into 130, 130 plus. At which point, if we knock into this area of resistance, then I think we will potentially see that roll over. 31st of March is the Article 50 button day, apparently. But stay tuned and let's see A, if that happens, and B, how the market reacts. That's the most crucial thing about this. How is the market going to react to this? Alright, so let's just have a look at oil as well. Oil is a rubbishy pattern, but I think it's you can see from the way I've drawn this. I think it's a bull flag. There's the mast. There's the bottom of the flag. There's the top of the flag. Okay, we're getting high in the flag, but any drop into 50, I think is going to get bought, and we could potentially come and see 65, 70. To me, that is the mean average. So if we can pop out of this, I think we can come and see those highs. But I think the dollar is a key factor in that, and that is what we need to watch. This Euro US dollar has really perked up. This could bring put a step into oil and get oil to spring up if we can hold this, sustain this level here. And you can see how important this 650 level is from the price action that we saw here in early December, first half of December. Okay, so I will update you on that. If you are interested in Scalper School starts, the next Scalper School is next Monday. Otherwise, stay tuned and make sure you are catching these videos, because there are a few events coming up that I will talk to you about in the near future. Alright, thanks for listening, and I will see you at the next update.